set?
The power button is on, yes?
Yes. And you have your
Oh.
order of things?
I didn't put it. I didn't put it where I need it for the polka.
It's alright. Just put it at the polka. Just click that when you're ready to start.
But it's the radio.
Well, then just click it when you're ready to start then, right?
No.
Turn it on.
Central Journey. Hi, I see I have one viewer already. Oh, I have two. This is good. Okay, we were kind of fooling around with the sound. We were trying to get, right now it's mono. The other day when we tested it, it wasn't mono, it was both speakers. And so I don't know what happened, but it's Facebook, and what are you going to do? Hey, I'm Judy. I have a few minutes to talk to you before I start my show. I can't read the comments because my contacts can't read what's on the screen. So what can I tell you? It's just the way it is. Okay. Ooh, 3. Yes. Okay, I'm broadcasting today from my little home office. You'll see little things. Oh, what is this now? Did you see that hand come in there? I have a good crew. They're taking the blue tape down. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So this is. I got my stuff here, and every so often I might need to take a drink of water because it's kind of dry here in SoCal, and I just want to show you this. This is a special glass that I have from the New York World's Fair. Yep. My mom kept this all those years, and I inherited it. So I figured that's kind of cool, and I'm going to drink from that today. Okay? So that's the way this is going. And 3 of you. Oh, I'm so happy to see 3 of you. That I can read. What you're going to see is almost exactly the same show that I'm going to be doing live tonight on stage in Hollywood. And I guess the cool thing about Facebook is that you don't have to be masked to see my show, which is kind of cool, because for any theatrical production in LA anyway, you really do have to wear a mask, because this COVID stuff, you just can't fool around with it. We thought we were done with it. We're not. What can I tell you? And I have 3 more minutes before I start. And I hope that this is coming across okay, because it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so these are all my tchotchkes from various things that I've done. The thing, right, everything is opposite here. I can't even point to it. The yellow poster, and the blue one too, are for the show that I'm currently doing in Hollywood. And on the music stand, you'll see me and 2 chickens, and the chickens are very important in my show, as you'll find out. Okay, we are almost there, and I'm going to cross my fingers because, that's the way it is with Facebook. Oh, I've heard so many things about that, but we're going to do it, and it'll turn out however it is, and this is all opposite, which is so darn serious. and it's weird. But anyway. Oh, look, I can end live video. No, I'm not going to end the live video. Oh, 4 people. Yes! Thank you so much. Yeah, 4 people. So it's 4 o'clock where I am. I don't know where everybody else is, but I hope that there are people from the East Coast too, and even in the middle. If you're from the middle, then fantastic. Then it's like 5 or 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, right? And it's 7 o'clock for all my friends on the East Coast. Anyway, so here we are. If you notice, I do have 2 blue roses in a vase to signify this is a very special hour that we're going to do, because it's for the 2 blue roses presentation of Mom Hen. And yeah. So if you're not familiar with me at all, I do a lot of comedy. It's going to be different on stage tonight because I've got stage lights and this and that. But I think we're going to start. So that being said, why don't I just start? Okay, pretend that I am part of a radio station. Okay? And here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to WPKA Radio, all polka, all the time. Your 24/7 polka station in Keensburg, New Jersey. I'm your host, Polka Daddy. Now, you just heard Branchburg's own Jimmy Starchevsky and the Polka Stars playing all 2,000 verses of the Millennium Polka. All right, let's turn our attention to the birthdays and anniversaries. Happy 60th wedding anniversary to Paulie and Norma Bilecki of Neshannock Station. And this is from their beautiful daughters and sons-in-law, Viola and Bernie Wojcik, Stella and Jock Sokolowski, sons Stashi and Lecky, grandchildren Kimberly, Brandon, Justin, Tiffany, and their new great-grandchild, Rashid. Ladies and gentlemen, now I have a very special treat for you. This was recorded at the Polish Falcon Hall, Route 28 in beautiful downtown Dunellen, New Jersey. Here's Milton and Olga Golashevsky and the Cabbage Rolls with vocals by Judy Nazemetz. And she will be performing a Central Jersey favorite. Here we go. Put on your dancing shoes. Every year it happens in the spring. Our family does that special Easter thing. It's a song all the Nazemetzes sing. We like that Polish sausage in a ring. We don't go to Perth Amboy anymore. And Carteret was good, but now it's poor. And we can't eat that crap that's in the store. If I bought it, Mary, throw me out the door. Oh, I heard there's good kielbasa in Passaic. I heard it's even better than good steak. You can serve it boiled, grilled, or even baked. Oh, I heard there's good kielbasa in Passaic. Now in Passaic, there's a butcher named Janik who has homemade meat so good you needn't panic. And he caters parties if you care to plan it. And I think the butcher lady's name is Janet. All the meats are fine and so is the bologna. If you order in advance, he'll even phone ya. And the place is clean but don't smell like ammonia. And there's a bakery next door that's named Polonia. Oh, I heard there's good kielbasa in Passaic. I heard it's even better than good steak. You can serve it boiled, grilled, or even baked. Oh, I heard there's good kielbasa in Passaic. Go, 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 Olga and Milton and those wonderful cabbage rolls. kielbasa loaf if you just want a taste. They use everything so nothing goes to waste. And they hang the sausage up just to save space. So take the parkway in a northerly direction to the Passaic and the Hope Monroe connection. Buy a kielbasa and perhaps a sweet confection, and tea to cure a urinary tract infection. Oh, I heard there's good kielbasa in Passaic. I heard it's even better than good steak. You can serve it boiled, grilled, or even baked. Oh, I heard there's good kielbasa in Passaic. Woo! Alrighty. That's right. Can you tell that I'm from New Jersey and that I like kielbasa and a really good polka? All right. Welcome to NAZZ-MA-TAZZ, my special presentation for Two Blue Roses on Facebook. Yes. And yes, I'm from New Jersey. Now, my name is Nazemetz, Judy Nazemetz. That's N as in Nancy, A, Z as in zebra, E, M as in Mary, E, T as in Thomas, Z as in zebra. I always have to spell it out like that, you know, when I'm introduced to new people. And, you know, after I do, they're all like, what? It's what? It's got two Z's and, Yep. My last name has been misspelled and mispronounced more times than you can shake a stick at. I have been called Nazemetz, Mazenetz, Nametz, Naismith, Naismith, like Dr. Naismith, who invented the game of basketball. Nesmith, like Mike Nesmith of the Monkees. Yep. And even Nazareth, like Jesus of Nazareth, which kind of makes sense because my mother's name was Mary, my father's name was Joseph, my name starts with a J, and my mother was born in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, but still. But I do know that I am not the only one whose last name has been misspelled and mispronounced because it has a few Z's. He walked into the classroom holding his attendance book. He said, "Please stand as I call your name so I can take a look." He called Smith, Jackson, Johnson, Watson, Peters, and McKee. Then Norton, O'Toole, O'Malley, who'd been seated next to me. He called Ruiz, he called Hampton, Martley, Davis, Mack, and Fine. Then Coleman, Beekman, Frischman, Willard, Walker, and Beckenstein. Soon I was the only one sitting, and I knew I'd be next. I looked at the professor, he seemed a bit perplexed. He looked into his roll book, and I thought I heard him choke. He opened his eyes extremely wide, like he might be having a stroke. He wiped his brow with a handkerchief, and I thought that was kind of quaint. And then he said, "Can someone open a window in here, please, before I faint?" He took a sip of water from a bottle at his side. He ran his fingers through his hair, and the loose ones he brushed aside. Regaining his composure, he cleared his throat and looked straight at me. And I stood and I thought, well, here it comes. And he opened his mouth and he said my name right. It was perfect. It was clear. He said my name right. He was a pronunciation engineer. Miss Zedushetsky. And it rolled right off his tongue. He said my name right. My heart then it skipped a beat. Tears flooded from my eyes. said my name correctly, not like all the other guys.
All the other guys.
The DZ and the other Z hadn't frightened him one bit. He handed me his half-wet hanky and said, Miss Zadushetsky, sit. And he continued, I know what you must go through when people see your name. They never pronounce it correctly. They say keeping it's insane. But your name's a badge of honor. You must wear it proud. Whenever someone asks your name, you must shout it loud. He said my name right. I could hardly speak. He said my name right. We were married the next week. And now I loudly say my name, though it makes some people twitch. Mrs. Zadushetsky, Bozhenchachikyevyej. Mrs. Zadushetsky, Bozhenchachikyevyej. Yes, there are 7 Z's in my name. I feel so rich. Mrs. Zadushetsky, Bozhenchachikyevyej. That's capital DZIEDUSZYCKI hyphen capital BRZZYKIEWICZ. He said my name right. I could hardly speak. He said my name right. We were married the same week. And now I proudly say my name, though it makes some people twitch. Mrs. Zadushetsky, Bozhenchachikyevyej. Mrs. Zadushetsky, Bozhenchachikyevyej. Oh, Mrs. Zadushetsky, Bozhenchachikyevyej. It's easy. Just like it's spelled. That's right, just like it's spelled. Hey, it's nice to have you here with me today. Thank you. And thank you, Jeanette, for inviting me to be here today. For a long time, when COVID started, I did not go out anywhere, okay? Nowhere. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't go to the market. I didn't even go to my hairdresser's. Oh, we love telling people about our families, the places we come from, our family trees, and we boast about our roots and Mary's Uncle Fred's, but we dare not show the roots growing on our heads. Yeah, it's the gray that appears as we start to age. We see it and it puts us in our righteous rage, so we color, we bleach, we balayage at our neighborhood salon or alone in our garage. Come on, let your gray grow out. What are you afraid of? It's you being you, so show what you're made of. Why not tout what you're about and let your gray grow out? Oh, we brush on color, we highlight with foils, and when the ends get dry, we smother them with oils, and in a month or two, we gotta do it all again. 'Cause with gray, you can't do it only now and then. And if you miss your touch-up, you'll be sporting a hat, a paisley bandana, or something like that. Oh, the things we all do to look and feel young, the lengths we go to are so far-flung. Let your gray grow out. What are we afraid of? It's you being you, so show what you're made of. Why not tout when you're about and let your gray grow out? All right, yeah. just accept it instead of looking in the mirror and going apoplectic. Aging means you've lived, surviving all the ways, so maybe this could be the perfect time to go gray. Everybody, I'll let your gray grow out. What are you afraid of? You being you, so show what you're made of. Why not tell what you're about and let your gray grow out? Okay, everybody, let your gray grow out. I'll let your gray grow out. What are you afraid of? It's you being you, so show what you're made of. Why not tell what you're about and let your gray grow out? Okay. Yeah, that's what happens a little bit. We got a little bit of percussion there on the end of that, but that will come. So as you can probably see on this Facebook thing, I let my gray grow out. And it didn't grow out gray, it grew out white. Or, as we say in Hollywood, platinum blonde. And I love it. Don't you? Yeah, you know, when lockdown started, I actually did a few projects that I had been putting off. Okay, I sewed covers, slip covers for my porch cushions. 4 slip covers. Thank you, 7th grade home ec sewing class. I cleaned out the junk drawer. 14 keys that didn't fit any door in my house. Out of there. One slightly used foam earplug, I guess for somebody in my house that only has one ear. Out of there. 3,700 Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. I kept those. They never expire. And you never know when you're going to need a new dish rack. Oh, and I also painted a wall. I painted a wall in my kitchen. It had been yellow. I painted it green. It's gorgeous. But after I painted a wall, I hit a wall. Oh, I couldn't clean, cook, fix, think. I couldn't do anything. So what I decided to do was write about what it felt like being in lockdown. Picture, if you will, a New York City brownstone apartment, first floor, facing the street. I'm feeling cooped up in my place, afraid I'll have to face another day without another human being. I'm feeling cooped up in my place. I got a lot of space, but alone just ain't so good for my well-being. I'm not good for anything when I'm alone. My window shades are open. I'm gazing and I'm hoping someone looks inside and sees me, waves, or calls me on the phone. No one's walking on the street. I hear no sounds of feet skipping happily on sidewalks out my door. No one's walking on the street. Wait a second. That's a tweet. Birds are singing, and I wanna hear some more. I'm stepping outside to hear those birdies cheep. Songs loud and clear, no traffic near. I shall take the lead. I'm back, cooped up in my place. A lady punched me in the face. She was sitting on the stoop, so I sat too. I'm back, cooped up in my place. She called me a disgrace. Stay 6 feet away from me, and I from you. So I'm back in my place, just like before. Instructed in this instance to keep a social distance. I vow to never venture out my front door anymore. Cooped up in my place, afraid to interface. I'm cooped up in my place. Cooped up in my place. Yes, that's how I felt. Hey, just a second. I'm going to take a drink from my New York World's Fair water glass. So if you're drinking something, have a sip. And by the way, it may be early evening where you are, or late afternoon. Perfect time to have some wine or something like that, because you know that the more you drink, the funnier I get. Okay. Yeah, so Cooped Up wrote that song. And have you ever heard the expression, write what you know? Well, just so you know, like the lady in the song, I actually got punched in the face once. On live national TV. It was in a comedy bit about a Black Friday sale on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Another woman and I were playing these two women who were each fighting over a pair of Toreador pants. And, we each had our hands on one leg of the pants, going back and forth, trying to get it. And we practiced the moves all afternoon. We knew the choreography cold. You do realize that in every single fight or fight scene that you see on TV or in the movies or on stage, it's choreographed. Every move is choreographed, so nobody gets hurt. And we knew our choreography. So we go live on air, and this woman immediately hauls off and punches me in the jaw. Hard. Not what we rehearsed. And I went down. But a split second later, I got up and I went for her neck. That's my New Jersey survival instinct kicking in. Later, after the show was over, oh, and by the way, the audience loved it. Oh, they laughed so hard. That was so funny and so realistic. Well, after the show, we were in our dressing room. And she was apologetic. She said, I'm so sorry, Judy. I don't know what happened. I guess I forgot what I was supposed to do. And I'm like, and she went on, oh, Judy, by the way, I know you. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think we ever met before today. I'm so sorry. Were we in a class together? Did we do a job together? And she goes, oh, no. I didn't meet you before today. But you and I were up for the same commercial once, the one with the 2 monkeys. And it came down to the 2 of us. And I was sure that I was going to get it, but they gave it to you. Well, that's when I realized that punch was no accident. Right what you know. Forgot to tell you something else. I did another project during lockdown. I wrote, recorded, and released my 4th album of original songs. It's called Meat Bird in Beigeville. A couple years ago, I found out what a meat bird is. A meat bird is a chicken raised solely for meat. And these meat bird chickens eat meat bird chicken feed. And the chicken feed comes in these big sacks, 40-pound sacks, of chicken feed. And on the top of each bag is a picture of the most adorable chicken, white with a red wattle and a red comb. And anyway, these chickens eat the meat bird chicken feed, and they all grow big and beautiful, and they're all meat. And then we kill them, cook them, and eat them. And as I looked at the top of the bag, looking at that picture of that cute chicken, all I could think of was, that chicken has no idea what's coming. Or does she? I took a road trip beyond the far beyond to a place devoid of color. The landscape only rocks and dirt, the houses even duller. All bright colors were banned except beige and shades of tan. The city planner said this would please every woman, every man. I saw buildings painted cocoa sand, parchment, almond nutty, shiitake, bone, oak bran, hearthstone, country putty. Found a tractor store and we pulled in. Through the aisles we did roam. Saw bags of chicken feed with a picture of a chicken with a bright red wattle and comb. Oh, the pretty meat bird, its red bits shining bright. Raised to feed Beigeville, morning, noon, and night. Oh, the pretty meat bird, oblivious to its plight. On that sack of chicken feed, putting up no fight. We stared at the picture of the meat bird, couldn't help but frown. We got back to our Jeep, there was a note that said, get this blue heap out of town. So we left and saw a hitchhiker. Her sign, pick me up or I'm dead. It was a lonely meat bird with a wattle and comb so red. Oh, the pretty meat bird, its red bits shining bright. Raised to feed Beigeville, morning, noon, and night. Oh, the pretty meat bird, oblivious to its plight. On that sack of chicken feed, putting up no fight. Told us her story there and then. It was was clear this bird was no ordinary hen. It seems our little meat bird was a factory farm SKB. Ran to the railroads and snuck into RVs. She learned to speak and read and write, but this chick needed more. So she made a sign with stuff she plucked from a 99-cent store. Oh, a pretty meat bird, safe from the chopping block, lives with the chicks in our farmyard, and we've got quite a flock. Our lifestyle, once urban, is agrarian. We love our chickens and the eggs we're vegetarian. That's right. Vegetarian. Okay. Hey, you might have noticed that I don't stick to one style of song. I'm what you call genre fluid. Genre fluid. I need more water. And actually, Jeanette was the one who labeled me that. She said, Judy, you know what you are? You're genre fluid. So to honor Jeanette, let's do a tango.
Forget Jeanette. Forget Jeanette.
Forget Jeanette, yet she's all I think of when I met Jeanette. I needed a strong drink of booze. She wore blue shoes, and she told me of her cats, and we laughed about this, and that's a fact. I knew I had to act. I loved her and I came clean, but she said she must go back to Eugene.
Forget Jeanette. Forget Jeanette.
She's who I'm engrossed of when I lost Jeanette. I needed a strong dose of weed. I can't concede. My love's not reciprocated, even though we never dated once. I'm such a dunce. How could she have been so mean? Deep inside I'm jealous of Eugene. Eugene, oh Eugene, with you it does seem I can't compete. Eugene, oh Eugene, you have the heart of the gal who could make me complete. They say forget
Jeanette.
I don't wanna do it, can
Forget Jeanette.
Found my love and I'll pursue it now. But how? Though I feel empowered, inside I'm just a coward. She's taken and I'm forsaken. She's sure to shake a tambourine when she's back with that hippie Eugene. Eugene, oh Eugene, with you it does seem I can't compete. Eugene, oh Eugene, you have the heart of the gal who could make me complete.
Forget Jeanette.
desire. I can't get Jeanette, though she set my heart on fire. She's gone to Oregon, taking my heart, my soul, my sweet. Gone to Oregon, back to her beloved Eugene.
Forget Jeanette.
Yikes. Yeah, forget Jeanette. We can't forget Jeanette. She's right here. She's watching. She's the one who invited us all. Okay. That tango really gets your heart going, doesn't it? It does me. If it got you a little excited, let's all take a deep breath together. In, out. One more time. In, out. Oh, yes. Now I'm a little more relaxed. You know, I know each one of us does our own thing in order to calm ourselves down. Yoga, meditation, medication. Some ladies I know knit to calm down. Not me. I don't knit. That's why there's Etsy. But a friend of mine does something rather unique to relax, and I thought I'd give it a try. Winter's gone and I'm set free. I look for my work gloves in my shed. I find 5 left gloves, no writers anywhere. I put them on backwards 'cause I don't really care. Soon I'll be digging a hole, digging a hole.
Can you dig it now?
You can find me outside, digging a hole.
She'll be digging.
Digging a hole, digging a hole. If you need me, I'll be outside, digging a hole.
If you need her, she'll be outside digging a hole.
When I'm out in my backyard,
There she goes.
the moment that my shovel hits the dirt,
She'll be shuffling.
my troubles melt and I can just relax. So pardon me as I sing this song and wax about digging a hole, digging a hole.
Can you dig it now?
You can find me outside, digging a hole.
She'll be digging.
Digging a hole, digging a hole. If you need me, I'll be outside, digging a hole.
If you need her, she'll be outside digging a hole.
Ah, here I go. Oh yeah, digging a hole. I feel so relaxed. Oh, I step back and I look at that hole. Haven't felt so good since I don't know when. I might plant something in that hole or just fill it up with dirt and start all over again. 'Cause I like digging a hole, digging a hole.
Can you dig it now?
You can find me outside, digging a hole.
She'll be digging.
Digging a hole, digging a hole. If you need me, I'll be outside, digging a hole, digging a hole, digging a hole.
What's she saying now?
You can find me outside, digging a
she'll be digging.
Digging a hole. Digging a hole. If you need me, I'll be outside digging a hole. If you need me, I'll be outside digging a hole. Okay. Yes, digging a hole. So if I were you, I'd try it because it's quite relaxing. And it's a good thing to do if you haven't been to the gym in a while. Just go out in the backyard with a shovel and start digging. So that song, Digging a Hole, was formulated over lunch at the Morristown Diner in Morristown, New Jersey. Yes, I said formulated. And yes, I said diner. There's nothing like a New Jersey diner and a good pork roll sandwich. Whenever I go back east, which is where I'm from, I do what I call the Judy Diner Tour. I call up friends who live in various parts of the state, and I meet them at a New Jersey diner on some highway or road somewhere. And we have a 4-hour lunch, and it's fantastic. Well, you have to basically meet people in diners in New Jersey because you can't meet them in a Howard Johnson's restaurant anymore. There are no more Howard Johnson's restaurants in the state of New Jersey or any state anymore, which is kind of sad because I was a Hojo girl. That's right, I was a Howard Johnson's waitress. I was a senior in high school, had no waitressing experience, and they hired me. And so one day I donned my official Howard Johnson's aquamarine and white checked uniform, my official Howard Johnson's white waitress apron, my brand new white waitress shoes, and my brown hairnet. And I showed up to trail, to follow somebody around, and basically they're going to teach me how to be a Howard Johnson's waitress. Well, I get there, and there's no trailing, no training. They immediately put me in charge of the counter, which was huge, and all takeout ice cream orders. So in between, for the first hour or two, in between me trying to figure out how to be a waitress, I skimmed the official Howard Johnson's fountain manual and learned the difference between a 25-cent ice cream cone and a 35-cent ice cream cone. 2 different scoops. And never put a lip on a 25-cent cone. The lip only goes on the 35-cent cone, and the lip is the little bit of ice cream that comes over the top of the cone just a little bit. And I was trained. Yep. I was a Howard Johnson's waitress, and I was a horrible waitress. I was a terrible waitress. I really didn't know what I was doing. But I did have return customers. They came back every Saturday night to sit at the counter and laugh at how inept I was. I guess they were my first audience. Anyway, it wasn't entirely my fault because that Howard Johnson's was voted the worst Howard Johnson's in the country. In 1 month, we went through 4 managers. And they'd run out of things all the time. I went in there one Saturday for my shift, and they had run out of almost every flavor of ice cream. Now, Howard Johnson's was known for having 28 flavors of ice cream. That day, they had 3. I couldn't worry about it because I had a counter full of people. A very nice gentleman waiting at the ice cream takeout area. And I went up to him and I said, hi, what can I get you? And he smiled and he said, I would like a 35-cent vanilla cone. Coming right up, and I grabbed the 35-cent scoop and I bent myself in half over the ice cream freezer and started hacking away at the ice cream that was left. There was ice all over the sides of the freezer. I guess nobody had cleaned it in months, maybe years. Who knew? But there I was, and I scraped and I scraped and I scraped ice cream out of one container. And then I scraped and I scraped and I scraped ice cream out of another container until I had 35 cents worth. I was down there upside down for quite a while. And when I stood up, I was just a little dizzy, but I managed to put the ice cream in the cone, and I handed it to him, and he had a big smile on his face, and he held it out in front of his face. And that's when I noticed a little streak of red in the ice cream, and I thought, did he order cherry vanilla? I thought he ordered vanilla. Do we even have cherry vanilla? And I looked up at the flavors available sign. No cherry vanilla. Well, he stuck out his enormous tongue and took the biggest lick of ice cream that I had ever seen anybody take. And I felt something. And I looked down at my arm, and there was blood trickling all the way down my arm. The ice in the freezer, the red in the ice cream. I tried to speak, but the words froze in my throat. Meanwhile, the guy's licking ice cream like there's no tomorrow. I reached under the counter, pulled out the wet rag that I used to clean the counter, and I wiped my arm, and I held my hand out, and the guy dropped 35 cents into it. And I managed to warble, "Thank you." And he looked at me, and he smiled big, and he announced to the whole restaurant, "No, thank you." And then he chomped down the rest of the bloody cone and swaggered out the door. I quit Howard Johnson's after that. I took a job as a cashier at a brand new Pathmark supermarket. And every day as I stood there at my register, looking up and down the aisles, I realized a lot of things go on in supermarkets. I saw them in the produce section. They each grabbed the same line. Their eyes met, and he asked her out for coffee. She said, "Yes, I believe I have time." The next week they were there together. We laughed as our carts did collide. I checked out and was halfway through the exit when I saw them outside, hugging so gently at the market, smiling in the parking lot. She was holding a sweet blue flower, its name, Forget-Me-Not. Their smiles and hugs continued. Then one day by the watercress, he knelt down, took her hand and popped the question. I shouted, "Mazel tov," when she said yes, hugging so gently at the market, smiling in the parking lot. She was holding a sweet blue flower, its name, Forget-Me-Not. I I still see them, though it's been years. I hope they don't see me. Life has changed, I'm now living on the street. I stake out a spot in the parking lot, and I hold a sign that says, I need to eat. Today they drove in with their daughter, a sweet little girl of 3. I quickly hid my face, but when I looked up, the girl was standing in front of me. She dropped a blue flower in my open hand. Her folks ran up from behind. Our eyes met, and they asked me out for coffee. I said, yes, I believe I have time. We were hugging so gently at the market, smiling in the parking lot. I was holding a sweet blue flower, its name, Forget Me. Yep. The parking lot I'm talking about and the store was right on Coldwater Canyon and Riverside Drive in Sherman Oaks, California. Yep. Hey, but with that song, I like to think that if you look around, you will find goodness in the world. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I love you. I'm just saying, it's true. You put a sparkle in my eyes. It ain't no big surprise that I'm just saying, I love you. I'm just feeling so happy every moment I see you. You take my hand, it's plain to see. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Just feeling so happy with you. I never thought I'd ever feel this way, 'cause loneliness had been my middle name. you. And thank you all for tuning in today. It's a great day, isn't it? And thank you to Jeanette and Mom Hen for inviting me to share some of what I do with you. Thank you for any comments you have. I can't read them at this point, but I will later. And thank you to my engineers, Mike and Cora, for the sound and for setting up this whole thing. You know, today I think that maybe you've learned just a little bit more about me than you knew before. But one thing I didn't tell you was that before COVID, I was a member of a mom's basketball team. 19 years, full court. Most of us moms were over a certain age and under 5'3", and I was the designated three-point shooter. Yeah. And one of the most memorable games that we had, well, we were in a timeout, and I looked on the floor, and one of my teammates, Amy S., was just laid out on the floor, exhausted. And I went up to her because I knew the timeout was coming to an end. I said, Amy, get up. We're back. And she's like, no. And I said, Amy, it's time to go back. She goes, I can't. I said, why? She said, I can't. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. Right what you know. Get up and dance if you have room, people. My office is too small for that. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. I'm old and fat and achy, and my hands are kind of shaky. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. When I was young and sassy, I was a pretty lassie. My chassis was cute and well-defined. When I was young and sassy, I was a pretty lassie. My chassis was cute and well-defined. Now my face is one big wrinkle, and when I laugh I tinkle, and I can't control what comes from my behind. 'Cause I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat.
She's old, she's achy, and she's fat.
I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat.
She's old, she's achy, and she's fat.
I'm old and fat and achy, and my hands are kind of shaky. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. Aging ain't no picnic, I have found out. And my boobs need minimizing, 'cause if not, they'd scrape the ground. A stalker used to stalk me. To my house he did walk me. He talked to me of things perverse and crude. I said a stalker used to stalk me. To my house he did walk me. He talked to me of things perverse and crude. Though now my door's open wide, that dude never comes inside. He sees me and says he's not in the mood. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat.
She's old, she's achy, and she's fat.
I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat.
She's old, she's achy, and she's fat.
I'm old and fat and achy, and my hands are kind of shaky. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. Woo! If you can dance without hurting yourself, go for it.
She's old, she's achy, not fat, fat.
I got trouble with my hands, my feet, and knees. And my butt, once firm and supple, looks like ricotta cheese. Oh, I'm achy and I'm fat.
She's old, she's achy,
fat. I'm old, I'm achy, and I'm fat. And that's it. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining me today. Thank you, Jeanette. Everybody have a wonderful evening and a great tomorrow and the rest of the week. And stay safe. Thank you.